Welcome back to Barbecue with Greg. Let's put that meat on the grill. Let's get started. Well, hello there, barbecue friends. Today, we're firing up the Louisiana Grills Kamado. Now we're going to be cooking a beef tri-tip on here. I want to slowly bring it up to temperature, smoke it, give it a nice sear on the outside. Then we're just going to wrap it up, put it in the fridge, leave it for tomorrow. So we're going to slice it up for some nice smoky cold cuts. Now I seen the Trumpet Master 77 on YouTube do this. I got the idea from him to try it, and we're going to do that today. All right, I got the charcoal lid here with the instant fire cup. Now I'm just going to put a whiskey barrel chunk over the heat spot. I'm just going to put a whiskey barrel chunk right in the hot spot of the coals. We'll let this go another 10 minutes or so before I put the grills on. Okay, here we got our beef tri-tip. I got some Meat Church Holy Cow seasoning. That's what I'm going to be using to season this. I got this tri-tip from my local butcher. Always good to start with some good quality meat. Okay, here's beautiful looking beef tri-tip. You can see all that inner muscular fat inside. It's all flavor there. All right, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna season this up generously here. All right, I'm just gonna lightly wrap this until our grill's ready. We'll put this on. I'm gonna put the solid cast iron one right over the coals. I'm gonna put our grill grate side opposite to the coals. Then we're gonna close the lid. I'm gonna open both the top and bottom vents wide open until I get a dome temperature of around 250. Then we'll get that meat on. All right, we now reached a dome temperature of around 250. So now I want to regulate their temperature a little bit. So I'm going to cut this back to about 1.5 on the top. On the bottom, I'm going to go about halfway back. Now what I'm going to do, I got some vegetable oil and a paper towel. I'm just going to clean the grills. Now that we got a bit of temperature on there. Yep, can feel the heat on that. Time to place our tri-tip on here. I'm gonna put a thermometer in there in the thickest part of the meat. We're gonna close the lid. And I'll bring you back when they reach an interior temperature of around 125 degrees. All right, this beef tri-tip has now been on for about 45 minutes or so. I've been maintaining a temperature of around 250. I've slowly been cutting this back every time it hits around 250. Currently, we're at 250. I want to give a shout out to Neil. He found me on the channel here and he's been messaging me. He just bought a Kamado, lives out in Western Canada, and he's been asking for more Kamado content here. So this one's for you, Neil. We're pretty close to the interior temperature of 125 Fahrenheit here. I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. All right, we're gonna pull the temperature gauge out of there. I'm gonna take this beef tri-tip, set it off to the side here. I'm gonna leave the lid wide open. I'm gonna open my bottom vent wide open, just like that. I'm gonna loosely cover the meat in foil here. We'll let this go for about 5 minutes or so, just resting. Leave that lid wide open. Get these coals nice and hot. I wanna get this plate nice and hot, and we're just gonna sear it. I'll bring you back in 5 or 10 minutes. Right, our tri-tip here has now been resting for about 10 minutes. I got the griddle side up to about 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're just gonna sear that on that hot plate. At this point, you can finish searing it, slice it open, and eat it like you would a thick steak. All right, only a couple minutes of searing there. What I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna bring this inside, let it cool down. I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc, put it in the fridge overnight. Then we're gonna come back tomorrow, slice it open, show you what I got. All right, we're now the next day. This is nice and cold out of the fridge. I just put it in a Ziploc. Now we're gonna run it through the meat slicer here. So on the tri-tip here, you can see the grain goes a couple different ways. On this end, it goes this way. On this end, it's also going this way, so we need to cut it this way. I always want to cut it against the grain. Smoked and cooked here on the Louisiana Grills Kamado Grill. Beautiful cut of meat. See that intermuscular fat in there? That's all flavor. You can control just how much smoke, what kind of seasoning. Let's give it a try. Boy, when the meat's cold like this, you sure taste that smoky flavor. That seasoning from the outside is just complements it perfectly. Well, here's the tri-tip for you. It was about 45 minutes smoking here on the barbecue. Put it overnight in the fridge. Slice it up. Just makes beautiful cold cuts like this. You control the smoke level, what kind of flavoring. Boy, there's just a beautiful way to get some cold cuts. Hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you. Smash that like button. And of course, you want to see more cooks like this? Click that subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Barbecue with Greg.
Thanks for watching Barbecue with Greg. One of those barbecue cooking shows people watch on YouTube sometimes.